quick game, colors of conversation.
My day is?
Coffee brown. Nice.
Mine is sunset orange, busy but warm.
A wonderful day to all of our friends tuning in to Anna's English channel. I'm your host, Anna, and today we are talking about the paint of the English language. Imagine a world without color, without texture, or without emotion. A world where a dog is just a dog and a day is just a day. That sounds incredibly boring, doesn't it?
It really does, Anna. Hi, everyone. I'm Leo. You know, in my world of architecture, we have the bones of a building, the steel and concrete. But it's the textures, the vibrant colors, and the unique finishes that make a space feel like a home. Today, we are diving into adjectives, those magical words that bring our stories to life.
Exactly. Adjectives are the descriptive tools that help us share exactly how we see the world. Whether we are talking about a tiny, energetic puppy or a massive, futuristic skyscraper, adjectives give us the necessary detail. Today, we aren't just reviewing rules. We are going to use these colorful words to explore some new chapters in our lives.
I'm so ready. I've been seeing the world through a very different lens lately, literally. So let's start with how we describe the things we see and feel right in front of us.
Leo, most people know me as a runner, but lately, my Saturday nights have been very different. I've been volunteering at a local animal shelter. It's a peaceful, hidden place on the edge of the city.
That's wonderful, Anna. I bet it's noisy there, though.
Sometimes. We have some rowdy hounds, but my favorite is an ancient gray cat named Barnaby. He is so gentle and patient. When I sit with him, the world feels still. It's a sharp contrast to the hectic energy of my classroom during the week. Barnaby doesn't need complicated instructions. He just needs a warm lap.
Ancient and gentle. I can almost see him. It's amazing how just two simple adjectives can create such a clear image. For me, I've been spending my Sunday mornings doing something new too. I've started urban sketching. I take my leather sketchbook and a faded stool to the old industrial district.
The industrial district? That sounds gritty. What draws you to such a stark environment?
It's the raw beauty of it. I love the rusty pipes against the bright blue sky. I try to capture the jagged edges of the abandoned factories. To most people, these buildings look ugly or broken, but to me, they are fascinating and historic. They have a mysterious quality that a shiny modern office building just doesn't have.
Fascinating and historic. You're using adjectives to change my perspective, Leo. That's the true power of description. In my writing class, I tell my students that a good adjective is like a perfect spice in a delicious meal. You don't want too much, but the right amount makes everything better.
I definitely overspiced my sketches at first. I used to use too many dark shadows. My teacher told me to look for the subtle light instead. It's like music. I've been practicing with my new jazz band, and our drummer is incredibly talented, but he's also very loud. We have to find a balanced sound.
A jazz band? Leo, that's exciting. Is it a large group?
No, just a small, tight quartet. We play in a cramped, dimly lit basement once a week. The acoustics are terrible, but the atmosphere is electric. When we hit a smooth groove, all the daily stress of my demanding job just disappears.
I can imagine that satisfying feeling. It reminds me of the first time I tried to write a science fiction story. I was so used to writing realistic essays that imagining a distant purple planet with 3 suns felt strange and liberating. I had to invent entirely new adjectives to describe alien landscapes and peculiar creatures.
Science fiction. Anna, you're full of surprises today. Was it difficult to build a whole new world?
It was exhausting, but thrilling. I realized that to make a fake world feel real, you need sensory adjectives. I had to describe the metallic taste of the air and the rhythmic humming of the giant machines. Without those specific details, the story would have felt flat and uninteresting.
You know, English is tricky when it comes to adjectives. There is a specific order we have to follow, right? I can't just say a blue, big old house.
You're right. That would sound very odd to a native speaker. We usually follow a strict sequence: opinion, size, age, shape, color, origin, material, and purpose. So it would be a beautiful, large, ancient, square, white, Greek stone villa.
Wow, that's a long description. I'll stick to my small black plastic pen for now. But it's important because it helps the listener build the image in the correct way. If I'm describing a difficult client at work, I might call him a stubborn middle-aged man, and you immediately get a certain picture.
Stubborn. That's a strong opinion adjective. I deal with similar challenges at the shelter. Sometimes we get a frightened, tiny brown terrier. Because he is frightened, we have to be extra gentle. The order of the words helps us prioritize what is most important.
It's like layers in a drawing. You start with the general feeling and move to the specific details. I was sketching an elegant iron gate yesterday. It had these intricate floral patterns. The contrast between the heavy metal and the delicate design was stunning.
That visual contrast is perfect. In English, we also use adjectives to compare things, like, is Barnaby the friendliest cat at the shelter or just the quietest?
Oh, comparatives and superlatives. Is your new science fiction book more interesting than your previous writing?
Well, it's certainly more challenging. Writing about interstellar travel is much harder than writing about a marathon, but the creative reward is greater. I think this story might be the most ambitious project I have ever started.
I feel the same about my band. We aren't the best musicians in the city, but we are definitely the most enthusiastic. Our bassist is faster than our pianist, but our pianist has a deeper understanding of harmony. We are trying to become tighter as a group every week.
That's the spirit. It's not about being the best, it's about being better than you were yesterday. I see that with the runners I coach. Some are faster, some are stronger, but the ones who are the most successful are the ones who are the most consistent.
Consistent. That's a powerful adjective for success. I've noticed that in my urban sketching too. My recent sketches are much clearer than my earlier ones. I'm getting better at seeing the negative space between the tall buildings.
Clearer. It's a gradual process. Speaking of gradual, the weather has been getting colder and darker lately. It makes those early morning runs tougher, but the crisp air feels fresher in my lungs.
You're braver than I am, Anna. I prefer the warm, cozy indoors when it's chilly outside. There is nothing better than a hot cup of bitter coffee while looking out at a rainy street. It's the simplest pleasure, but it's the best one.
We've talked about physical things, but adjectives also describe our internal world. Sometimes a feeling isn't just good or bad. It's more complex.
True. When I finally finished that huge project at the office last week, I didn't just feel happy. I felt relieved, exhausted, and a little bit melancholic. It was strange to let go of something I had been working on for so long.
I understand that bittersweet feeling. I feel it every time a long-term student graduates. I am proud of their incredible progress, but I am sad to see them leave. The classroom feels empty for a few days. We need these nuanced adjectives to explain the complicated nature of being human.
Bittersweet. That's a perfect word. It captures the dual nature of the moment. In my band, we were terrified before our first open mic night, but at the same time, we were exhilarated. The nervous energy actually made our performance stronger.
Fear can be a useful tool if you know how to use it. At the shelter, some of the scared dogs become the most loyal companions once they feel safe. They just need a steady hand and a kind voice. Their transformation is the most rewarding part of my entire week.
It sounds like those vulnerable animals teach you as much as you teach them. It's a mutual relationship. It's like the city itself. It's grimy and noisy, but it's also vibrant and full of life.
You have to accept the ugly parts to truly appreciate the beautiful ones.
That's a very philosophical thought, Leo. It's exactly what I'm trying to capture in my sci-fi novel. I'm writing about a lonely explorer on a barren planet who finds an ancient glowing artifact. He doesn't know if it's dangerous or helpful.
Ooh, the suspense. Is the artifact heavy or weightless? Does it make a sharp sound or a low rumble?
It's weightless, and it pulses with a soft golden light. But when he touches it, he feels an overwhelming sense of nostalgia. He remembers his green, lush home on Earth. The contrast between the cold, dead planet and his warm, vivid memories is what drives the entire story.
I love the use of sensory adjectives there. Cold and dead versus warm and vivid. It creates such a strong emotional pull. I try to do the same with my urban sketches. I might use a harsh black ink for the old buildings, but a soft pale watercolor for the morning mist.
It's all about the balance, isn't it? In life, we are always looking for that perfect middle ground. Not too fast, not too slow, not too loud, not too quiet. Even our English lessons need a good balance of rigorous grammar and natural conversation.
Rigorous and natural. I think we're doing a pretty good job of that today. I already feel like my descriptive vocabulary is getting richer. I'm going to use much more interesting adjectives in my next band rehearsal.
We also have to remember that adjectives can be subjective. What is delicious to me might be disgusting to someone else. I remember my first week in London. I tried a traditional dish called jellied eels.
Oh no, how was it?
Let's just say it was the most unusual texture I have ever experienced. It was cold, salty, and very rubbery. My local friends thought it was fantastic, but to my untrained palate, it was difficult. But I'm glad I tried it. Life is too short to only eat familiar food.
I agree. In Italy, I had some extremely spicy pasta in a tiny village. My entire face turned bright red, and I was drinking gallons of cold water. It was painful, but the flavor was incredible. It was smoky, rich, and unforgettable.
Painful but incredible. That's the perfect way to describe a great adventure, or even a hard English lesson. It might feel frustrating at first, but the final result is so rewarding. You gain a new way to express your unique self.
And that's what really matters. Language is the ultimate tool for human connection. Whether we are describing a gentle cat, a rusty pipe, or a spicy meal, we are telling the world who we are and what we value. Our adjectives are our personal signature.
As we wrap up our colorful conversation for today, I want to leave our listeners with a small challenge. Look around your current environment. Don't just name the objects. Use 3 vivid adjectives to describe them.
Is your chair hard, wooden, and uncomfortable? Or is it plush, velvet, and luxurious? Is the light in your room harsh and fluorescent, or warm and golden? Start noticing the fine details.
Vivid details. When you start using more descriptive language, your entire world becomes wider. You stop just speaking English and you start painting with it. It has been an absolute pleasure sharing these new stories with you today, Leo.
The pleasure was mine, Anna. I'm going to go home and try to find the perfect adjectives for the new song my band is writing. It's moody, atmospheric, and a little bit chaotic.
That sounds fascinating. Thank you, everyone, for being such wonderful and attentive listeners. You are the heart of this channel. Keep practicing, keep describing, and keep being your amazing selves. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.